Morning, morning, morning. It is Monday, the 2022 version of April the 25th. Another day, another week of preparation before the Leicester game. How's everybody doing? I'm Sean Butler. You're at the Spurs Talk Show. If you haven't already, hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell on the right hand side of the three, so you can always find out when we're going live, as we're going live, before we're going live, etc, etc, etc. Bit of a quiet news day for Tottenham. Quite a lot of news out last night when we were on Tottenham on tour. Danny Kyriakou and Brian Daigle, the wonderful pairing, played host to myself and Alex from Alex THFC. As usual, there were fireworks, there was debates, and it was good fun. During the show, there were rumours popping up left and right that Pochettino has been fired, or it's basically going to be fired as soon as the season ends, having won the French league. Once it was kind of a job done, then they started to make the moves or make the decisions. And so, as always, the rumour mill starts and the papers come out, and who do they try to disrupt? Well, of course, it's Tottenham Hotspur, isn't it? So, of course, the news is out there that Conte's pushing for a move there. He's already expressed his interest and his desire to leave Tottenham. And of course, if he does do that, then Pochettino would leave Paris and be the obvious next choice for Tottenham. Unfinished business and all that. Well, look, you know, as I was on the show last night, the comments were flying through. Most people were saying, don't want Pochettino. No, thank you. He was, he was part of our history, but not a part of our future, which is interesting. I don't believe the rumours anyway, personally. I do believe the rumours that Pochettino will be leaving Paris, but I don't believe the rumours that Conte's already lining himself up as their next guy. Unfinished business. But I'll put it this way, if he does leave before Daniel Levy's had a chance to let him down, to let us down in the summer, then that's on Pochettino. That's on Conte. And, you know, you can't blame anyone for not being able to sign new players when you can't sign new players right now. So I think we'll have to wait and see. I don't think there's any truth to it. I personally think Conte loves the fans at Tottenham. And why wouldn't he? We sing songs about him like he's a god status at the club when he hasn't done anything yet. Wait, sorry, press pause. Sorry about that. The doggy almost got run over. What was I saying? So, if there's any truth to it, if there's any truth to Conte saying, you know, he wants to leave, and I don't even know why I'm dealing with the story, because I genuinely think that there isn't any truth to it. But if there is, and he does happen to go, personally, I'd rather he went before the summer, if there's truth to it. Because what I don't want to happen is us to go and spend 120 million quid on players for a Conte system, and then him leave anyway, and then the next cab off the rank, managerially speaking, is someone who doesn't play the same formation. Because I've said this before on Tottenham Walks, and I've said it before on streams, so I don't want to be the guy who repeats himself all the time. But I do think that there's a problem, especially defensively. I think you can. It's not such a problem, you know, up in defensive positions, or even in midfield positions. But wing backs are not the same as full backs. quite clearly not the same. And to play in a back three is not the same to play in a back two. And if we go and sign players who are, a better right wing back, a better left wing back, a better left-sided centre back, a better central-sided centre back, etc. And then, a month later, Conte decides to go to Paris, and the likelihood would be that Pochettino would come back, because I know that maybe in the community, people in the Spurs community online, at least from what I've seen, I think it's probably 70-30 against having Pochettino back. But in the wider Tottenham community that don't spend so much time analysing everything and thinking about stuff, and they're just more of a supporter than a passionate, fully invested fan who spends time online, they probably like the idea of Pochettino coming back. And if he does come back, he plays with the back four, which would mean that Emerson Royale might be a better fit under a Pochettino system. It would mean that Reguilon could play left back, because that's what he was signed to do. It might mean that Ben Davies is no longer, going to be as useful as he's been. Bugsy, here please. It also might mean, Eric Dyer, for example, has been, I know he's had individual mistakes here and there this season, but he's a lot more comfortable in the middle of a three than he is on the left of a two. So all those things happen when you sign new players as well. You go and sign a Bastoni in Dreamworld, or a Guardiola, or any of those players. They're all left-sided of three. They're not left-sided of two. And you go and drop 40 million on one of those and they don't fit into a two under a system when Pochettino comes back, for example, or another manager, whoever it might be, then you've got more horses for the wrong courses and more more square pegs for round holes. So if there's any truth to it, I'd rather he left before we spent any money, and the next manager comes in, gets the budget, if there's truth to it. I don't believe there is. I can keep saying that. Or you spend money on Conte, hoping that he stays, and if he goes anyway, then the condition for that to be the situation is that the next manager plays the same formation, or the same style of formations, essentially a three at the back with two wing backs, going forward, so that we don't have to reshuffle once again. Need a bit of continuity in not just philosophy, footballing philosophy, but also in the way that we look on a team sheet. Because I can't believe how much money we've spent on players for managers who have been in the job for 3 months or a year, and then the next manager that comes in plays a completely different style of football. It's beyond bonkers, beyond bonkers. So hopefully those days are behind us. But like I say, I still see Conte being with us until at least the end of his contract. In other news, there was an interesting article out today from Football Fancast. I know it's just the equivalent of a tier 5, but the story was that Serge Gnabry only has 1 year left on his contract, and that Paratici's been over in Germany, or been making waves, or trying to make things happen with Bayern Munich to see if we can get Gnabry, and he wants 14 million quid a year, 14 million euros a year, I'm not sure, which would be about 300 grand a week. I don't know how much truth there is to it. Probably zero. I think from Serge Gnabry kind of plays on the left of a three anyway, so similar kind of situation to Luis Diaz, in that you've already got Sonny in that spot. Unless you want to put Sonny into more of an advanced role, a striker. But then, if you're going to do that, then you'd have to change the formation to either a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-5-2, and have Gnabry playing as a fullback like a wing back or something like that. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I don't know if there's any truth to it. I'm not even really sure why I'm doing this Tottenham walk today. I know why I'm doing this Tottenham walk today. It's because I don't even like taking the dog for a walk that much, and when I'm talking to you, it takes my mind off the fact that I'm actually walking. Other news. Tottenham have been linked again with Alex Scott. Not the Alex Scott of the female football variety who now is a media pundit. Not her. Alex Scott of Bristol City. 18-year-old Alex Scott. We're going to walk back. 18-year-old Alex Scott. Bristol City. Played about 36 times for Bristol City this season. He's had a really good season, really good season. He's valued at about 10 million quid. Both us and Leeds and Newcastle have been linked with him. I don't know too much about him. I looked at some highlights. He looks like he's got incredible pace, a good range of passing, and he's done well for the Championship side. So, done very well. Like, to play the entire season at 18 in a competitive league like the Championship sounds like the sort of player that you'd want to come in, because they would hopefully be able to adapt quicker to the Premier League than players that come through the youth system and then have to go out on loan and all the same old nonsense. So I don't know, be interesting. I don't know how we would feel about signing more of these like hot prospects. You know, how many more hot prospects do we need? Pape Sarr's going to come back, isn't he? And we don't know what sort of player we're going to have with him. He could be a worldie, or he could be another French flop. Or a player who's come through the French system and then flops in the Premier League. Don't need any more of those guys. And then you look at the other players we bought that were young, hot talents, like Brian Hill. Shame for him last night. I think he lost the Spanish Cup final of Villarreal. Said it was one of the toughest days of his short career. Sad for him, but you know, if he comes back to Tottenham, we'll have many more days like that, no doubt, right? So anyway, Bristol City, Alex Scott, look him up. I'm going to leave a link in the description for a Twitter video of the Bristol City fans that have got their song for Alex Scott, and it's a long old song, and it shows how much they must like the guy for them all to be singing such a cool song for someone so young. Anyway, so that's really about it. There's nothing much else to talk about, so I don't know how the bloody hell I've turned this into a 12-minute video, but I guess that's it from me. Keep a lookout in the notifications for when we're going to do our weekly panel show this week. I think it's going to be Wednesday night. I might also be doing a one-on-one show with Irish Hotspur Dave, maybe tomorrow, but keep a lookout for that. And as always, guys, if you haven't already, please like, share and subscribe. I love you all. Thanks for stopping by the channel. And as always, guys, Bugsy says bye-bye.